My friends, life is not complicated, but we make it complicated. Success or failure doesn't depend only on talent, education, or background. It often depends on four things: your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. If you cannot control these, then they will control you. First, your mouth. Words are like arrows. Once they leave, they cannot return. Many people lose opportunities, relationships, and even careers because of careless words. Successful people are not those who speak the most, but those who know when to speak and when to stay silent. Speak less, listen more. Before opening your mouth, ask yourself, is this useful? Is this necessary? If not, stay quiet. Silence is sometimes more powerful than 1,000 words. Second, your mood. We all face bad days, but if your mood controls your decisions, you will regret them later. Anger destroys friendships, sadness kills motivation, and excitement can make you reckless. The real strength is not showing how high you can jump when happy, but how stable you can remain when disappointed. Learn to pause before reacting. When you feel anger rising, don't answer immediately. Wait. Calmness is a superpower in a world full of emotional reactions. Third, your money. Money is a great servant, but a terrible master. Many people earn a lot, but save nothing, and when difficulties come, they collapse. It is not how much you make that matters. It is how wisely you manage. Control your spending, invest in your learning, and always prepare for the future. Don't spend to show others you are rich. Spend to make yourself truly secure. Money is like water. You must direct it, or it will leak away. Finally, your mind. This is the hardest to control, but also the most important. The mind creates your reality. If you allow fear, doubt, and negativity to dominate, then no matter how much talent you have, you will remain stuck. Feed your mind with good ideas. Surround yourself with positive people and keep learning every day. A disciplined mind builds a disciplined life. Remember this: control your mouth and people will respect you. Control your mood and people will trust you. Control your money and you will secure your future. Control your mind and you will create your destiny. Your mouth is one of the most powerful tools you carry with you every day, yet many people underestimate the impact of their words. A single sentence can open doors, build trust, and create opportunities, and the same single sentence can also close doors, destroy relationships, and damage reputations beyond repair. Words have weight, and when spoken without thought, they can become weapons that cut deeper than a knife. This is why controlling your mouth is not about staying silent forever, but about mastering the art of speaking with intention. If you observe carefully, the most respected leaders and successful individuals in life are not the ones who speak the most, but the ones who choose their words carefully and know when silence is more powerful than speech. When you rush to answer without thinking, you often regret what you said later. But when you pause, when you measure your words, you not only protect yourself from mistakes, you also command respect from others. There is a saying that listening is twice as important as speaking, and that is why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. The ability to listen more and speak less will give you more knowledge, more understanding, and more influence. Many people think that by talking more, they will look smarter or more confident, but in reality, talking excessively often exposes ignorance. People trust those who listen carefully because listening shows respect, patience, and maturity. Before you say something, ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If your words fail any of these tests, silence is the wiser choice. Think about how many times in your own life conflict has started with a careless word. Think about the friendships lost, the family arguments, the workplace tensions, all because someone spoke without control. Now imagine how much stronger your relationships would be if you mastered restraint. Controlling your mouth is not suppression, it is wisdom. It is the discipline of knowing that every word you speak is an investment into your character. The more carefully you invest, the more respect and opportunities you earn. Over time, people will remember not how much you spoke, but how meaningful your words were when you did speak. Before you open your mouth, pause for a moment and think about what you are about to say. Many times people rush into speaking without realizing the long-term consequences of their words. Once spoken, words cannot be taken back, and even a simple sentence can leave scars that last for years. That is why developing the habit of thinking before speaking is a sign of wisdom. It is not about being slow or hesitant. It is about being intentional and conscious. Imagine if every word you spoke was written down and read back to you at the end of the day. Would you be proud of everything you said, or would you feel regret? This small reflection alone is enough to remind you of the importance of controlling your speech. When you ask yourself whether your words are useful or necessary, you train your mind to separate value from noise. Not every thought in your head deserves to become sound. Sometimes silence communicates more strength than speech. People often respect those who can control their tongue because it shows discipline and maturity. For example, in heated arguments, the person who speaks less but chooses impactful words often wins the respect of the room. On the other hand, the one who blurts out everything without filter might win the noise but lose the respect. Thinking before speaking also allows you to avoid misunderstandings because you give yourself a few extra seconds to clarify your thoughts and express them in the most constructive way. This practice also builds trust in your personal and professional life. When people know that you do not speak recklessly, they feel safer around you. They know you will not reveal secrets carelessly or insult them without reason. In leadership, this quality becomes priceless because teams follow leaders whose words are clear, intentional, and trustworthy. At the same time, this habit saves you from unnecessary regret. How many times in life have people wished they had stayed silent instead of saying something hurtful in anger or frustration? If you develop the discipline to run your words through a mental filter before speaking, you will protect yourself from such regrets. Ultimately, learning to think before you speak does not make you weaker. It makes your words stronger, your relationships healthier, and your reputation far more valuable. Before speaking, it is essential to realize that words are not just sounds that disappear into the air. They are seeds planted in the minds of people who hear them. Once those seeds are planted, they grow into either trust or doubt, connection or conflict, progress or regret. This is why thinking before speaking is not just a habit. It is a discipline that shapes how others see you and how you influence the world around you. Every time you open your mouth, you are either building a bridge or burning one. That simple thought should be enough to remind you that silence is sometimes more powerful than speech, and careful words are always more valuable than careless ones. In moments of anger or frustration, it is especially dangerous to speak without thinking. Anger makes the tongue sharp, and sharp words cut deep, often leaving wounds that never fully heal. A heated argument may end in minutes, but the words spoken can echo in the hearts of others for years. On the other side, even in moments of excitement, people often promise things they cannot deliver or make statements they later regret, all because they failed to pause and think. By slowing down, even for a few seconds, you give yourself space to examine your thoughts, filter your emotions, and choose words that align with wisdom rather than impulse. In professional life, thinking before speaking can make the difference between being seen as a reliable leader or an impulsive one. A leader who speaks with clarity, precision, and care earns respect, while one who constantly speaks without filter loses credibility quickly. In personal life, too, people trust and confide in those who know how to choose their words carefully because they feel safe and respected around them. Trust is built not by how much you say, but by how wisely you say it. The most effective communicators are not those who speak the loudest or the longest, but those whose words carry weight because they are thoughtful, measured, and necessary. When you pause to ask yourself if your words are true, necessary, and kind, you not only protect others from harm, but also protect yourself from future regret. In this way, the practice of thinking before speaking becomes a shield against mistakes and a tool for earning respect that lasts a lifetime. Your mood is like the weather inside you. If it is stormy, everything around you feels unsettled. And if it is calm, you bring peace wherever you go. Many people make the mistake of letting their emotions control their actions, and this often leads to regret. Anger can push you to say or do things that break trust. Sadness can hold you back from opportunities because you lack the energy to move forward. Even excitement, if not balanced, can lead you to make careless decisions that cost you in the long run. Learning to control your mood is not about suppressing your emotions. It is about mastering them so that they serve you instead of destroying you. Life will always test you with challenges, disappointments, and unfair situations. In those moments, your mood becomes the real test of your character. If every small problem throws you into anger or despair, you give power to circumstances instead of taking power yourself. People respect those who stay steady when things go wrong, because calmness is a sign of inner strength. Imagine being in a workplace where everyone is stressed and panicking, and one person remains composed, speaking clearly, making rational decisions, and guiding others. That person instantly becomes a leader in the eyes of everyone else, not because of authority, but because of control over mood. Controlling your mood also protects your relationships. When you lash out in anger or show frustration at the wrong time, you may hurt people you actually care about. Once those words or actions are out, even apologies cannot erase the damage completely. On the other hand, when you learn to breathe, pause, and manage your emotions before reacting, you show maturity and create harmony. People naturally gravitate towards those who bring peace rather than chaos. This skill also helps you see life with more clarity. A disturbed mood clouds your judgment, while a balanced mood allows you to think with reason and make better decisions. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally and instead choose calmness, you grow stronger. Over time, this becomes a habit and people start to trust your stability. They know you will not lose control when things get hard, and that trust can open doors that talent alone cannot. A steady mood is not a weakness. It is one of the greatest powers you can develop in a world full of emotional reactions. When something triggers you, the natural impulse is to react immediately. But that instant reaction often becomes the very thing you regret later. The ability to pause before reacting is like having a shield that protects you from your own emotions. That pause, even if it lasts just a few seconds, creates a space between what happens to you and what you choose to do about it. In that space lies your power, because you are no longer a slave to the situation. You are the master of your response. Most conflicts in life escalate not because of the problem itself, but because people react too quickly without allowing themselves time to cool down and think. When you pause, you give your mind the chance to analyze, to weigh options, and to respond with wisdom instead of impulse. Imagine someone insults you or criticizes you unfairly. If you react instantly with anger, you might say things that hurt your reputation or damage relationships. But if you take a breath, remain calm, and respond with dignity, you not only protect yourself, but also disarm the other person. People are often shocked when they expect a fight and instead receive calmness. That single pause can save friendships, protect careers, and maintain peace in families. Calmness is not weakness, it is strength disguised in patience. Those who know how to pause before reacting carry an inner control that makes them stand out in any environment. Pausing also helps in decision making. Many times, opportunities come with excitement and pressure, and people feel forced to decide immediately. This often leads to mistakes because decisions made in haste are rarely the best ones. When you pause, you allow emotions to settle and logic to take the lead. This small delay can save you from losses, regrets, and wrong turns. The wisest people are not those who know all the answers immediately, but those who take their time to respond thoughtfully. Even in daily life, the practice of pausing before reacting reduces stress. Instead of living like a machine that reacts to every external push, you start living like a human who chooses his own direction. This builds confidence because you know you are in control of yourself no matter what happens outside. Over time, people notice this stability and start to trust you more because they see that you cannot be easily shaken by circumstances or emotions. That trust becomes one of your greatest assets in both personal and professional life. Money is something that everyone desires, yet very few truly know how to handle it. Many people think success comes only from earning more, but history shows that it is not about how much you earn. It is about how wisely you manage what you already have. There are countless examples of people who made a fortune but lost it all within a few years because they never learned the art of control. At the same time, there are ordinary individuals with modest incomes who built stable, secure, and even wealthy lives because they understood management better than mere earning. Controlling your money begins with understanding that it is not an endless resource. If you spend without discipline, it will vanish no matter how much you make. The real danger comes when people spend money to impress others. They buy things they don't need, live lifestyles they cannot sustain, and end up trapped in debt just to keep up appearances. This is not control, this is slavery to other people's opinions. True control is when you decide your spending based on your goals, your needs, and your future security. Every coin you spend either brings you closer to freedom or chains you tighter to financial stress. When you learn to respect money, money begins to respect you by multiplying through saving, investing, and wise spending. Another part of controlling money is avoiding emotional decisions. Many people spend when they are happy as a way of celebrating and spend when they are sad as a way of comforting themselves. This emotional relationship with money is dangerous because it ties your financial health to your moods. Discipline requires you to separate emotions from finances, to spend only with intention rather than impulse. Over time, this habit builds stability, and stability builds confidence. Investing in knowledge is also a powerful form of control. When you spend money on learning new skills, improving your abilities, or starting something productive, you are not losing money. You are planting seeds for the future. On the other hand, wasting money on short-term pleasures may give you a moment of happiness, but leaves you with nothing lasting. Financial control is about seeing beyond the present moment and preparing for the days ahead. When challenges come, and they always do, those who manage their money with discipline will stand strong while others collapse under pressure. Many people fall into the trap of using money as a tool to show off rather than as a tool to build security and growth. They buy expensive clothes, flashy gadgets, or luxurious items not because they truly need them, but because they want to prove something to others. The truth is, no matter how much you try to impress the world, people will always expect more, and you will end up exhausting yourself financially and emotionally. Spending wisely means shifting your focus from impressing others to securing your own future. It means asking yourself whether what you are about to buy is a want or a need, whether it adds value to your life or simply empties your pockets for temporary satisfaction. Those who master wise spending understand that every dollar saved is a dollar earned, and every investment made wisely is a step toward independence. Instead of pouring money into things that lose value quickly, like unnecessary luxuries or constant upgrades, they direct their resources toward assets that grow over time. This could be education, business ventures, or long-term savings. Such decisions may not give instant pleasure, but they create stability and opportunities later in life. A person who spends to build security sleeps more peacefully than one who spends to keep up appearances. Because peace of mind comes from knowing you are prepared for tomorrow. Another aspect of spending wisely is avoiding debt traps. Credit cards, loans, and easy installments often look tempting, but they can turn into chains that bind you for years. Many people waste their most productive years working not for their dreams, but for their debts. By learning to live within your means, you keep control of your money instead of letting money control you. It does not matter how much you earn if you spend recklessly. True wealth lies in the discipline to manage what you have and grow it slowly but surely. Spending wisely is also about balance. It doesn't mean denying yourself every comfort or living in constant sacrifice. It means enjoying life in a sustainable way. where you can fulfill your needs, experience joy, and still protect your future. This balance allows you to live with dignity today while building strength for tomorrow. When you choose wisely where your money goes, you are not just buying things, you are shaping the quality of your entire life and the opportunities you will have in the years to come. Your mind is the control center of your entire life. And whatever dominates your thoughts eventually shapes your actions, habits, and destiny. If you allow fear, doubt, and negativity to take root, they will slowly drain your energy and convince you that success is out of reach, even when opportunities are right in front of you. On the other hand, if you fill your mind with discipline, optimism, and determination, you create a mental environment where growth becomes natural and setbacks become temporary. Controlling your mind does not mean avoiding challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. It means choosing how you interpret them and how you respond to them. A disciplined mind looks at failure as a lesson rather than a defeat, while an undisciplined mind turns even small problems into heavy burdens. The biggest enemy of the human mind is distraction. In today's world, people are constantly surrounded by noise, social media, gossip, and endless comparisons. When you allow your mind to wander aimlessly, you lose focus on your own path and waste energy on things that bring no value to your life. Controlling your mind requires you to direct your attention deliberately to focus on what truly matters and to filter out the unnecessary noise that keeps you stuck. The sharper your focus, the greater your ability to achieve meaningful results. Because the mind is like a magnifying glass, scattered rays achieve little, but concentrated rays can ignite a fire. Another important part of mind control is managing self-talk. The way you speak to yourself daily shapes your confidence and resilience. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not capable, your mind will believe it and your actions will reflect that belief. But if you train your mind to say, I can improve, I can learn, I can handle this, you begin to build a mental strength that nothing from the outside can easily break. This internal dialogue is the foundation of every achievement in life. When you learn to control your mind, you no longer react to life blindly. You respond with awareness and purpose. You understand that your external world is often just a reflection of your internal world. And the more disciplined your inner world is, the more balanced and successful your outer world becomes. Control over the mind is the highest form of freedom because it allows you to live with clarity, focus, and the ability to create the life you truly want. Feeding your mind with positivity is like fueling your body with healthy food. Whatever you put inside eventually shows on the outside. If you constantly consume negative thoughts, surround yourself with toxic people, or engage in environments full of doubt and gossip, your mind will naturally become heavy, unmotivated, and fearful. But when you make a conscious effort to feed your mind with inspiring ideas, uplifting conversations, and continuous learning, you strengthen your ability to face challenges with confidence. Just as a garden grows whatever seeds are planted, your mind grows whatever information and energy you allow into it. This is why being intentional about what you expose yourself to is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Surrounding yourself with positive people is one of the quickest ways to elevate your mindset. When you spend time with those who encourage growth, who talk about solutions instead of problems, and who celebrate progress rather than criticize effort. You naturally adopt their energy. On the other hand, being around negative individuals who constantly complain or doubt everything will eventually pull you down. Even if you start with a strong mindset, energy is contagious and your environment silently shapes your thoughts. So choose carefully who you allow close to you. Another way to feed your mind positivity is through learning. Reading books, listening to inspiring talks, or engaging in meaningful discussions broadens your perspective and keeps your brain active. The mind, like a muscle, becomes stronger the more you use it, and feeding it with constructive knowledge is like exercising it daily. When you learn new skills or explore new ideas, you give your mind reasons to stay curious, creative, and forward-looking. This habit not only makes you more capable, but also keeps negativity away because your focus is on growth rather than limitation. Even small daily habits play a huge role in what you feed your mind. Starting your morning with gratitude, focusing on achievements rather than failures, and taking time to reflect on lessons learned can set a positive tone for your entire day. Over time, these practices create mental resilience, making it harder for negativity to take control of you. Feeding your mind positivity does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing to see opportunities within reality and training your brain to respond with hope and action rather than fear and hesitation. When you learn to control your mouth, you begin to earn the respect of others because people value those who speak with wisdom rather than recklessness. Respect is not demanded, it is earned through discipline, and one of the clearest signs of discipline is measured speech. Similarly, when you learn to control your mood, people begin to trust you. They know you will not lose yourself in anger or become unreliable in sadness, and that emotional stability makes you someone others can rely on in both personal and professional situations. Trust is built not through grand promises, but through consistent behavior. And nothing shows consistency more than a person who can master their emotions regardless of circumstances. Controlling your money adds another layer of strength to your life. Financial discipline does not just secure your present, but also safeguards your future. When others see that you are responsible with your resources, they gain confidence in your decisions. Opportunities are often given to those who can manage money wisely, because financial control reflects overall maturity. A secure financial base frees you from unnecessary stress and allows you to focus your energy on bigger goals rather than constant survival. Without financial control, even the most talented person struggles, but with it, even modest means can turn into lasting stability. Finally, when you control your mind, you take charge of your entire destiny. Your thoughts shape your choices, and your choices shape your life. A disciplined mind does not allow fear or negativity to dominate. And this mental strength sets the foundation for all other forms of control. The mind is where every victory begins and where every failure is born. When you train your mind to think with clarity, focus, and resilience, you develop the ability to design the future you want rather than accept whatever comes by chance. These 4 controls are not separate skills, but interconnected pillars. Your mouth earns respect, your mood earns trust, your money builds security, and your mind creates destiny. Together, they form the structure of a successful and meaningful life. If even one of these is neglected, the balance is broken. But when all four are mastered, you build a life of stability, growth, and influence that cannot be easily shaken by external circumstances. In the end, life does not demand perfection from us, but it does demand discipline. The journey of success, peace, and fulfillment is built not only on big opportunities, but on small daily choices. How we speak, how we feel, how we spend, and how we think. If you can control your mouth, you protect your respect. If you can control your mood, you protect your relationships. If you can control your money, you protect your future. And if you can control your mind, you protect your destiny. These four controls are like the foundation of a strong house. Without them, everything else eventually collapses. But with them, you create stability no matter what storms arrive. Remember, true power is not in controlling the world outside you, but in mastering the world within you. When you learn this, you are no longer just surviving. You are living with purpose, clarity, and strength.